What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Amazon Rio Negro build. In the last video you saw that the tank was like really murky at the end. It's still murky. But it's okay, it's okay. So it's been a day since the last video came out, but it's now 2 days since I did it, if you're watching this now. Or maybe you're watching it in a few, it doesn't matter. So I've got two filters in at the moment. They've both got like organic compound binders inside of them, just to pull that the tannins and the murkiness out of the water, which is working. It's getting there, you know. It's still not crystal clear. It's still a little bit murky, but that's okay. It will get there. Probably another day or so, but that's all right because we've got plenty to do in the meantime. And of course, the first job we need to do is move the immersed plants into the Amazon tank. Of course, I've got the Monstera that side. I've got the Peace Lily that side. And I've also got another Peace Lily over here. I'm not sure I'm going to need all of them because I'll be in the same sort of situation again, won't I, where I'm just taking up the whole top. But what I want to do is... Oh, that filter just literally started shouting at me. But what I want to do is use this sort of part where the log is coming out of the water there as like the top trunk, and then I can have all of the plants, I think, around that whole section, and then leave this one kind of open because the sword's probably going to grow out the water at some point as well. And then I want to put some floating plants as well trailing over to this way. Let's just take this Peace Lily off and just have a little look at how I'm attaching it in the... I can't get it. Oh, there we go. Look at that mass of roots. I'm keeping all of those on. I'm spilling everything everywhere. Okay, turn it to the side. Hopefully you can see. I'll tell you what, I'll take this apart and redo it again. Right, so here's how I made it. You can see here, oh, this is going to be impossible without cutting it. So basically, I took this wire and I wrapped it around loads of times. When I did that before, there wasn't all these pups, they call them, like little offshoots. Can I snap them? I can. I don't want to, but I can. There we go, like little baby plant. I can now take that and sort of grow it somewhere else. But yeah, let's see, so it's all wrapped around multiple times. So just like that, but the problem is I actually want to thicken this up. So I'm going to take the whole thing, make it straight again, and double it up. There we go, look, fold it in half. So now the two wires have become one wire. And now it's just a case of wrapping it around again. Yeah, just like that. So we're looped around, and then what I want to do is pull this bit up and hook it back on itself, and that's the bit that goes over the edge of the tank. That should work. Okay, so I used to think that, oh, some of these are a bit long. Here we go. I used to think that you couldn't submerge like this part of the plant in the water, but that's not true. You can. It absolutely thrives. What an amazing plant. You can put it anywhere. So yeah, trying to hook it over the back there, just inside where that wood is. That should keep it lodged. Are we in? I think we're in. A little bit more, just to make sure. There we go. Looking good. Yeah, really good look. Loving that. I just want to bring some over this side for sure, and then that'll complete that whole sort of area. Again, the swords, like I say, are going to come out a little bit, and I've got some floating plants. So yeah, should we go Monstera? Or should we go another Peace Lily? Monstera in the middle, Peace Lily next to it. So that whole section, a little bit of variety in the middle. Yeah, do that. Click subscribe. Oh yeah, look at that. That's exactly what I was going for. More up in that one section. Looking awesome. It proper looks like a little section of the river, in my opinion. I know it's not for everyone, and quite a few have said in their comments, but so what? It's what I wanted to do, and I know quite a lot of you will like this natural look as well. It's not supposed to be like an aquascape, remember? Far too messy for that. Right, next up we need to get those floating plants in that top section up there. Okay, now this is pennywort. I've been growing it in one of my other tanks. It's got way too big, so I need to sort of take some, but it's absolutely amazing. It grows so nice, and it leaves these sort of little traily, rooty things on the top of the water. I don't know if that's big. There you go, somewhere there. Anyway, this can literally just be chucked in anywhere The roots are fine just in the water. You don't even need to plant it, but I'll just tuck it behind some of that wood so it stays in one place. Look at that, amazing. Oh, that was a bad idea. Right, so it'll take a few days, but what tends to happen is it starts to sort of turn around the right way for a start, and then more stuff grows on top of the floating layer. Do you know what I mean? So eventually it actually comes right out. It will come over the edge of the tank as well. I mean, it would do now if I just unhooked that over. But for now, I just want to keep everything in. It's going to really help with the water quality as well. We're getting there. We're getting there. Right guys, it's the next day. I've got some good news and I've got some really bad news as well. The tank is looking fantastic, completely cleared up, absolutely crystal clear. It looks so good as well. More on that in a minute. The second thing, I just came in and 5 of my 8 Colombian tetras have died, 5 of them. I don't know why. I mean, I'm guessing there's been an ammonia spike, maybe one of them dying, causing like a chain reaction. The rest of the fish are fine. They're my absolute favourite fish from this tank, so yeah, that's really gutting. I was really looking forward to seeing them all in the tank together. So I'm currently just doing a quick 100% water change on the whole tank. All the fish, see are down the bottom, you can see them, kind of, there you go. They're all swimming absolutely fine. We've still got 3 of the Colombian tetras left as well. Hopefully they're going to be absolutely all right now. I mean, they've got good colour on them, so I think they will be, but that's so annoying. So I'm at the shop, they've got Colombian tetras, but look, they're like a third, if not a quarter of the size of my ones that I did have. I mean, that's okay, I'll still get 5 to replace them. We'll feed them up in no time. So annoying this has happened. They've been in the tank for like 3 days, and I didn't need to feed them in that time. And last night I thought, oh, I'll just feed them for, because just in case they're all hungry. I didn't need to feed them. Obviously a small volume of water, a load of waste was produced. Yeah, the little system that's set up couldn't cope with the waste or the food. Got to take what you can from it and learn what you can. If I ever do this again, I will not be feeding them in the period that they're in there. But they have got these awesome Bolivian rams. I'm really interested. I think I'm going to get a few for the tank. I'm going to quarantine them first though and not add them. Okay, so we're back in the studio. I've got the new fish. I feel a little bit bad just replacing ones that have died, especially when I liked them so much. But like I've said to you guys before, if you've made a mistake, and you will make mistakes, I make mistakes, everyone does, just make sure that you identify the issue and then you don't do it again. So for instance in this, I'm pretty certain I shouldn't have fed them. Why did I feed them? I was worried they're going to be in there for a little bit longer. That's not the case because the tank's all clear and ready to go. So I fed them, and obviously, yeah, they ate all the food, so I didn't overfeed the tank, but that food's got to come out again. And in a small system like that with a lot of fish, it doesn't have the amount of water volume this big tank does to dilute the waste, especially seeing as there's no, planted plants in that little system. And also there isn't a substrate and all those kind of things. So lesson learned from me there, I'll never do that again, ever. But like I said, we've got the new fish, and I also got an additional fish as well that I want to put into the tank. I'm not going to be putting it in right now. I want to save it. I want to also just make sure that it's all okay, like sort of quarantine it if you like in my quarantine system. Matt from Maidenhead Aquatics said they've had them in for a few weeks, absolutely happy with how they're looking and everything, but I just want to be sure, give it a few days to a week just to observe them, just make sure everything's okay. And those fish are Bolivian rams that are now going a little bit crazy because I just took them out of the bag. I'm going to float them in one of these tanks, not that one, not that, maybe that, yeah, I'll float them in that tank, turn the light off, leave them in there for a bit. They can sit in there for a while. I'll put a lid on it to make sure they don't jump, but they are going to look absolutely great. Let me get them in there so you can have a better look at them. Right, we'll leave them in there to acclimate for a little while, about 20 minutes or so. In the meantime, let's get out the Colombians. So I'm just going to leave them in there to temperature acclimate for a bit, then release them, and then I'm going to drain the water down, catch everything, and then I can separate it and put it all in its individual sort of groups. So the reason I'm happy to put the new Colombian tetras in with this group is because they've been at the shop for like over a month, completely happy that everything's okay. Whereas the Bolivians, for instance, have only been a few weeks. That's why I want to just keep them separate for a little bit more, just to watch them. We've got a good amount of different cories down there. I'll put all the cories together. Some are extra that I've added, since... So I originally stocked the tank like 8-9 months ago. So some of these are extras that I've added. Like I bought more panda cories. I added some, what are they called? Leopard cories as well at some point because I saw them in there. Are the leopards still there? They should still be there. Yeah, there's one. Bit dark, there we go. Oh, we'll see them all in a minute anyway. Let me just get those guys acclimated. I can put them in, keep them all together, and yeah, we'll just catch them all individually and put them in individually. Well, not individually, in the groups, you know what I mean. But anyway, here is the tank looking fantastic, so clear, really, really good. I've taken out some of the leaf litter. It was too much in that foreground area, and it was kind of losing its sort of sandy specialness. If there's too many of the leaves, they kind of just go unnoticed, if you like, I think. So I've cut it down a little bit. I might even take a few more out of that section. Not sure yet. But these filters now need to come out, don't they? They've done their job. It's looking great. It's time to switch over to the old filter, put it back in, and, you know, have it running on that, because then we can just switch across to the fish. Right, the filter's all connected, flowing nicely. I've also attached a power head over this side. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. It might just blow everything everywhere. I'm just going to switch it on, see how it works, or if it's any good. It might be too much. I mean, we're getting good flow already coming out of the filter, look. It's a big old filter, so it does produce some good flow, but ideally we want a bit more. I just find that with high flow, you're far better off with good success in your tank. So let's switch it on and see what it does. Okay, there we go. It's powering on now. It's on full power at the moment, so you can see it's blowing nicely. It's getting some nice waviness to the Amazon swords, which is going to be good as well. Leaves at the bottom here starting to move. Stay still. Yes, they're staying. Everything seems to be staying, and there's a little sway to it all, which is brilliant. What that means basically is when the fish come around and sort of sift through the sand and that, any small bits of waste in that will lift up. And I'm fine to let some of this stuff blow around as well, because it will settle in, like, you know, decent places where we want it to. The bits around the sticks and that are all going to get caught, so they'll stay looking good there. Probably get a clearer area in the foreground, but that's okay. It should look really good. Right, next job. Let's get those fish in. Right, I've pulled the tank out because it's going to be so much easier to be able to catch the fish. I've got a jar there with the water from that tank, so I can, you know, switch them over. Each group at a time, that is. But before I put anything in this tank, I have done a round of testing. Come over here. So up here, look, we've done some testing. So it's saying we've got basically just a neutral pH. We've got no nitrite. We've probably got about 5 ppm of nitrate and no ammonia currently. So I will come and do this test, this 4 tests every single day for the next week, just to make sure everything's going right. There's no reason why it shouldn't be, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't take long to do each morning. So the first fish that I've collected up is the Cories. Reason being, once I put them in, we're probably not going to see them straight away for a bit, because, you know, we've got a lot going on the bottom of this tank, and they're going to be off exploring straight away, aren't they? So put them in, hopefully we can enjoy them as well. Okay, that went well. So the pandas, look, we've got pandas there. There's a Venezuelan black there. There's an Adolphi behind it, another panda. Where's the leopards got? There's a leopard. Leopards are blended in really well. I think they're really, really going to like this environment, guys, aren't they? Oh, it looks so good, doesn't it? How natural is that looking? So they're going to be brilliant, because they're just going to move around that whole bottom section, stirring everything up. Oh, there's a stir boy right at the back there. Are you enjoying your new home? Yes, I absolutely love this wood. What a fantastic piece of wood. Oh, I'm going in here. Goodbye. Oh, bye. Right, let's keep going. Let's get some tetras in next. Oh, look at that. Right, currently they're all staying down in this bottom section here. You're going to have to get comfortable. The colours aren't great at the moment, like you'd expect that, wouldn't you? So, but yeah, lots of different movements. Look, they're starting to settle in a little bit more as time goes by. There we go. Once they start, a few start going around, the rest will start to follow. They're kind of sheepy. But the thing is, these guys really like flow. So if I'm blasting it like that, it's rotating back round here. And this is obviously the spot where they really sort of feel like an equilibrium, I guess, and just like an area they're enjoying. Let's get right down here and get some close-ups, shall we? Oh, one of the Colombians has got in with them. Oh, that's okay, he's enjoying it. So down in the bottom here, we've still got the big Colombians, and there's obviously some other fish there as well that I fought with the Colombians, but then, oh no, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the big one. Oh no, there's an X-ray tetra as well. That's okay, we'll get those all in next. Oh yes, look at this now. There's so much going on. There's action all over the tank. Everyone's settled in. It's actually been, what, about 13 hours since I put the fish in. I've cut straight to this just so you can see them in all their glory. Straight away, look at how good those Colombians are. So that's my one. I mean, they're all mine. And then that one behind it is one of the larger of the new ones we got. And then there's a couple of the smaller ones as well, like that one. That one's a quite small one, but still looking really, really nice. They'll be chunky in no time at all. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, there's one of the black cories down the bottom there, the Venezuelans. And everywhere you look around a tank, you just spot something. Like, oh, there we go, look, panda cory just swimming around. The glow lights are staying pretty still. The fish do seem to stay with their own sort of kind. Oh, look, there's the free leopard cories going crazy in the background. See what I mean? There's just stuff going on everywhere. It's so cool to see. Up here, look, we've got the X-ray tetras. All staying together. Oh, just one random Colombian. Hello, I'll be friends with you. I don't mind. Oh, more joining the group. At the back there, two Adolphi cories. Again, and there's Venezuelan, look, right behind them. So everyone's they're all sort of staying in their own groups, but they don't mind mixing as well, which is really good to see. I don't know what it is about this wood, though, that the leopard cories seem to love. Well, that's brilliant. Maybe that's a sort of flat surface for breeding they might be interested in. That would be absolutely awesome if we could get that, but I don't think any eggs or anything would survive. Oh, look up there. Look up there. There we go. Look on the back. Look at all the pandas and that together. They're all hanging around that wood again. They love the wood. It's cool to see, isn't it? All going around together. I have to say, guys, this is absolutely the best behaviour I've ever seen from fish in a tank. Like, I've never seen it as good as this. Like I say, they're everywhere. There's always something going on. The cories are absolutely great to watch. Like, before, I obviously wasn't seeing them very much because we had that full carpet of sage. But now they seem to be, like, everywhere. Everywhere I look, I'm just seeing them popping up. So cool to see. And this is just the sort of tank that you can just get a chair, sit back and watch what's going on. It is amazing.